It's a great kit indeed. So make sure if you really like these, grab these, because every time a release comes out and they're sold out, you won't see them for quite a number of years again. Hello, this is BJ from Hearns, and today I'm going to be looking at the brand new release of the Kuster, which is one of the walkers from the Ma.K or Maschinen Krieger universe. And this is a universe that was created by Kow Yokoyama, who's a Japanese artist. And for a long time, these particular models were very hard to come by because they were particularly released in the 1980s. And recently they've been brought out in freshened molds, and this is one of those. So the Kuster is a variety of the walkers, like the Kow, which is one of the treasures of the designs of Kow Yokoyama. So let's just open it up and I'll show you what the differences are. Okay, so with all the new releases from Kow Yokoyama, he always gives you brand new box art. So that's part of the collectible aspect of these particular kits as well. So you notice that his signatures just there was the 2020 on it. Now the biggest difference, I guess, between the Kow and the pack Kow is the searchlight's different, and then it has all these grenade launchers on the front as well, and then also the radar on the top there. Although the rest of it is pretty much the same. Okay, let's have a closer look. So a lot of these molds, if you're familiar with it, these do date back to the original Nitto type molds, but some of the parts have been refreshed. So for 1980s type molds, you'll notice that there's hardly any flash, and like a lot of these, so you see here, you've got all these extra bolts which you can just trim off, so you can do extra custom work if you like. So you've got the knee pads and such here. You've got struts for the legs, and then towards the back here, you've got the grenade launchers. We'll move into here. So there's a little bit of clear here. That's for the searchlight. So you can either have the cover on or off. Classic mechanic figure. So you can see by the size of this, fair size. They're 1/20th scale. This is one of the original figures. You can see his face there. So for an old figure, they're very crisp. And you'll see across here, it still has a Nitto marked on the mold. Okay, so from here we got into the bigger stuff. So this is all in the one bag. Okay, so you've got the main, I guess you'd call it the head or the turret. That's this section here. This part here is where you got the radar. You got the sides here. This is the main base where the legs are attached. You've got your engine detail. So you notice that with Kow Yokoyama, used to use a lot of parts for kit bashing, and that's a 1/12 scale motorcycle engine part with a V. And then we're trying to see a few more other bits, but it is a bit difficult to see. But you've got all the leg components. You've got the shock absorbers here. You've got the sections here for the Gatling gun. So it's a 4-barrel Gatling gun. You've got all the individual barrels in this side here as well. You've got this optional cover for the search lamp, and the bigger search lamp there as well. Okay, now with all that, you've got this pack with all the finer accessories. So you've got these lengths of copper, so these can be bent and used for all of the handles along the side of the turret, handrails and such. You've got springs for the shocks. You've got a variety of vinyl cord here for all the pneumatics, and the same with the thicker type stuff here. So there's springs in, you can see how flexible they are. Okay, and then before we get into the instructions, so quite often you'll get a card. So the card gives you the variations of this particular model. So it also gives you the division type symbols. And this is original artwork by Kow Yokoyama as well. So all based on German World War II type colours and liveries. So there's 1, 2, 3 different versions there. And then on this side, you've got placement of the decals. So talking about decals, so there'll be a decal sheet in here. And you'll see how vibrant these colours are. So freshly printed decals for this Kuster. It's got a variety of really interesting nose art type division markings. So you've got choices of all these, do what you like, and this is where it's showing all the individual warning type markings as well around the machine. Okay, so now we're getting into the manual. So the manual's also been cleaned up a bit. It's a bit easier to read than the original Nitto's. So step by step, and you can see how, I guess, intricate it is. So there's a lot of room for adding bits and pieces. So originally it started off being kit bashed from multiple bits, and part of joining this type of modelling is it's very okay to add even more bits. So there we go, we get into the legs, which I call chicken legs, and then you get the turret and you put it on top. So of course the turret is a bit like a tank turret and can be rotated any time without gluing on. So this is the Kuster by Wave. It's one of the latest Kow Yokoyama kits from the Ma.K world, or Maschinen Krieger world, and it's a great kit indeed. So make sure if you really like these, grab these, because every time a release comes out and they're sold out, you won't see them for quite a number of years again.